It's match day, and today's game against Brentford is a 2 o'clock kickoff. It's not the only 2 o'clock kickoff today. I don't know why they've stacked them all at 2 o'clock, but they've getting them in all before the humdinger, which is I think is at 4:30, which is obviously Liverpool and Manchester City, which is an interesting game, obviously because both of those teams are sort of in the mix on similar points to us. They both can't win, obviously, and in fact, if Liverpool win and West Ham beat Brentford, we'll go above Man City. That's how good it's been this season. That's how tight. Look, it's not just us, by the way. Teams like Brighton, teams like Everton are also having a very, very good season too. However, I do think this is a bit of a pivotal game. I think it's quite important to go into a sort of slim hiatus for an international break with a little bit of a few points in the back pocket, a little bit of wind in our sails, really. And wouldn't it just be great to finish up and think, well, okay, a couple of weeks off now, and we are in the League Cup, going strong in Europe and riding high in the league. I mean, it would be absolutely magnificent. If you're going to follow the game today, by the way, I'm not sure what the television scheduling is. I'd imagine we're probably going to be pushed to the back of pretty much everything, including Match of the Day too. But you could do a lot worse than follow the game on the OneFootball app. Click the link below and you can download it to your phone. It's free. And what you can do is when you sign up, you can just say, I support West Ham. It will give you only the West Ham news. How that benefits you today is going to tell you right the way up until kick-off all the injury news, all the team news, and of course it will give you the lineups exactly an hour before kick-off at 1 p.m. In terms of our team, in terms of injury, I mean, touch wood, I don't want to preempt too much. There was some suggestions that Soufal was injured and unavailable for this game. I didn't believe it. I discounted it straight away. And I think, particularly considering he's just signed his new contract, I'd be very surprised if we didn't see Soufal. And we've just seemed to have been able to have this wonderful sort of rotation in terms of our squad, that the European campaign, as of yet, has not impacted league form. And I guess the vice versa is also true, that league form and picking the first team in the league for all the games has not impacted our European results. It was really interesting to hear David Moyes talk about Declan Rice the other day, and he was talking about Declan Rice alongside the players at the big clubs, and he was basically saying, well, these top players, they do seem to play sort of Wednesday and Saturday or whatever, Thursday and Sunday or whatever the case may be. And he said Declan's young and fit and he doesn't see why he would be any different. I thought that was really an interesting insight. He went on to explain that actually we're probably going to have to rest the lad at some point. And you know what? He has sort of got it right, hasn't he? You look at the top guys for all of these teams, and actually, Mo Salah doesn't he? He does play in the big league games and he does play in European games, and De Bruyne and all of these guys, if they're fit, they just basically play. When I say fit, I don't even mean fatigued. I mean, as long as they're not injured or recovering from injury, they tend to play. I just thought that was a really, really big insight. At some point, Declan's going to have to be rested, but I think probably a large part of it's one thing saying Declan, stay with us, we've got European football. It's quite another if you say Declan, stay with us, we've got European football, and by the way, I'm not going to play you in the European games. It's probably a massive part of it, and he's going to want to be involved in all of those things. I think the only thing we've got to really look out for, not that it's within our control, are the England games. So hopefully, touch wood, fingers crossed, and all the rest of it, he doesn't incur any injuries when he was on international duty. I think the two centre-backs coming back to form that new fledgling partnership of Ogbonna and, of course, Zouma, that's going to be really, really interesting. Look, Ivan Toney's had a great start to, I was going to say his Premier League career, but his whole career, he's done really, really well. But you would certainly hope that he's going to be coming up against a couple of robust, experienced, and tough as teak, really, central defenders. Look, he played against Liverpool recently. It's not going to be the first time he's played against good central defenders, but you would certainly hope that those two have got enough within them to keep to keep a striker like that quiet. They do have a good attack, though, Brentford. They're going to come at us, but it may well, hopefully, play into our hands. It's a little slight worry about Cresswell, only because he played 90 minutes in the European game, and whilst I think it is true that Declan Rice can play consecutive 90 minutes, I'm not sure about Cresswell, just given his age. That being said, something did did occur to me in the week, and that was, I thought, when he played Antonio, I thought, actually, maybe Antonio just doesn't train now. I don't mean not at all. I don't mean he doesn't go to the training ground. I'm sure he receives some treatment, an ice bath, a massage, I don't know. Whatever they do there, I'm sure there's some scientific recuperation going on there. But actually running around, playing five-a-side matches, training, I'm not sure he's going to be. I think when you've got 2 games a week, and I know David Moyes substituted him, but I wonder if he just says, right, okay, that's it. That basically is your training. We'll the next time you kick a ball around is going to be in the warm-up ahead of the Brentford game. And when I thought about that, I thought, well, that sort of makes sense, really. And it's probably going to be the same that we see with Aaron Cresswell as well. In as much as, okay, well, do you know what, Aaron? Put your feet up. We're going to wrap you in cotton wool. And you're going to start against Brentford. Obviously, there are a load of players he has rested. He's rested Thomas Souček, so he'll come in, no problem at all. And Fornals was so good, wasn't he, when we saw him against Rapid Vienna? Thought he played so well when he came on. So that's going to be interesting to see him play again. I think Bowen was by and large rested. Yeah, what did he play? 20 minutes or something like that. That's going to be fine as well. And again, you sort of treat that like a training session. And I'm pretty sure those players are featuring all the time. Their training regimes will be lessened. They'll be curtailed. I don't know if they're doing double sessions, but maybe they just do a single session here and there rather than a double session every day. Benrahma, big game for Benrahma here, because this is his former club. He's going to want... It's not like he's got a point to prove. It's not like... When Declan Rice plays Chelsea, Declan Rice has a point to prove. They let him go. They didn't rate him. I mean, seriously, they let him go on a free. They didn't rate him. They didn't think he was going to progress from the academy to become a professional footballer at the level that Chelsea want to play at. So that is a massive point to prove back for Declan. However, this is not the same with Benrahma. Brentford didn't not rate Benrahma. Brentford were fully aware of what a great player they had. So it's not like there's a point to prove. But I think maybe he's going to want to justify his leaving. He's going to want to say, well, look, I was right to move on. I've gone on to bigger and better things, so to speak. But when you start putting that team together, when you start looking at Bowen, Benrahma, Fornals and Antonio as the attack, with obviously Rice and Souček behind them, back four of Zouma, Ogbonna, Zouma and Cresswell, I think you start to feel a bit of confidence. Hopefully, if that's what happens when you click open the OneFootball app and you look at the lineup an hour before kickoff, then that gives us as fans some confidence, doesn't it? The goalkeeper, well, that's... I don't know. I'm undecided on that. I really don't know. As I said in the preview, which I did with Charlie, I do wonder if there's something about just keeping Fabianski there because he is a member of the defensive unit for communications while Zouma really settles in. Why change 2 components if you don't need to? If it's that close between Areola and Fabianski, if it really is that close, then Fabianski possibly gets a nod just because of his communication and he's used to playing with him. That being said, I've been really impressed with what I've seen with Areola, and I would not be disappointed whoever I see in goal. Going to be really, really interesting. Big game for West Ham. You wouldn't have said it, would you? A little while ago, if you'd have said, West Ham Brentford's going to be a really big game. But I think it is. I think we've shown that we can beat Manchester United. I think we've shown that we can play well against a resurgent Leeds team. No surprise to see Leeds winning, by the way, in their next game against us. They look like a team that were going to win. That's no surprise to me. As you know, I said it in the review against Leeds. And I think, for us to play well in Europe, I think we've proven we can do that. We've proven we can play well against maybe the middle-of-the-road Premier League team. So, I think that let's just get this out of the way. They're going to have their tails up. They're going to play good football. I would suspect they're going to have slightly more possession than we will have. Not a problem at all. We've just got to... We want Antonio in beast mode. We want to hit them hard on the counter-attack. A goal or 2 from set play would be lovely. It looked like it was coming, didn't it? And I know, obviously, Dawson's not playing in this one, but Zouma looks like a massive threat from set plays. Anyway, I joined myself and Gio at 12:55 for the build-up show, of course. Then Charlie will be doing watch-along, review straight away afterwards, player ratings for the patrons. And wouldn't it be interesting if we won and then we were sort of watching... We're watching Liverpool play Manchester City, but not just as neutrals. We actually watch it with a vested interest, thinking, hold on, we're we're up against these guys. You know, whatever the result of that matters for West Ham. That's great.